All right, everybody, welcome back. Today we're looking at our master portfolio 2022 updated mid-February. We got some great picks here, some stuff that you guys are not going to want to miss. Going to be getting into a lot of coins you probably have not heard about as we get later into the video, so you're going to want to stick around. But yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. So, what we're looking for here, first of all, is just exposure to a wide array of projects in a multitude of categories. And then the second part is that we want to be conservative while it's still leaving room for major gains. We obviously don't want to be overexposed and then end up losing money. We want to definitely have our money in some of these lower risk assets. Yes, it is crypto, and there really is no low risk asset, and none of this is financial advice. But in reference to the major players like Ethereum, Solana, coins like that you can kind of trust are going to be here a few years from now, those are the ones that we're going to want to have a good amount of our portfolio in. So yeah, just definitely note that if you're looking for riskier plays, that's going to come later in the video. All right, so for coin number one, we have Algorand. This is, of course, a blockchain platform, very similar to Solana, Ethereum, in that it can host dApps and you can build on it. The best part about Algorand is that the staking rewards are so easily obtainable. You can get at the Algo wallet on your iPhone or Android. You can use Coinbase. You can use Crypto.com. There's so many places to stake Algorand. And you can earn a very competitive interest rate, 5, 6, 7% risk-free. So just phenomenal coin to hold. Definitely one you're going to want to dollar cost average into, not financial advice, but it's just a very safe play that you can keep just earning that passive income off of. And then when the rest of the market moves, this one has been shown to be a massive player as well. It's definitely no stranger to massive gains. So great project. It's going to take 20% of our portfolio, and we're going to make sure that we are staking that Algorand. Moving into number two, we have Polkadot. This is, of course, the king of interoperability. In the future, there's just no way that one blockchain platform rules them all. Therefore, Polkadot comes in. They want all these platforms to work together. They're going to run through Polkadot. We're going to take 15% of our portfolio and stick it to Polkadot. Obviously, if this one can go ahead and follow through on its promise of bringing interoperability, which is definitely still in the works, definitely don't have that perfected yet, but if they are able to go ahead and connect to every blockchain platform, it's going to be such a major part of crypto. It's not even funny, and it's going to get so much exposure. The entire ecosystem of Polkadot is going to do phenomenally well. So we're just going to go ahead, we're going to buy some Polkadot, hold it, and see what happens, and just trust the developers are able to come through on their promise. Moving on, we have Solana, which is perhaps the Ethereum killer. Definitely probably poses the biggest threat of any other blockchain platform to Ethereum with a TPS of around 50,000, just something absurd. Really unheard of what Solana has done. And obviously, the ecosystem is massive. This is by far the most impressive blockchain platform to date. There have been some concerns, some hacks. A few things have gone down where maybe they couldn't handle their promised transactions per second. A couple red flags, but nothing too severe, and especially given the fact that they're just hitting the ground running and just being one of the biggest competitors in crypto very early on in their development. It's phenomenal, and I'm really excited for the future of Solana, and for that reason, we're going to go ahead and take another 15% and just see what happens with Sol, and also just be checking out the ecosystem itself and potentially throwing money into some of those projects as well. Next up, we have Cosmos Atom, going to take about 15% of our portfolio. With Stargate coming in, just a whole suite of upgrades coming for Atom. I honestly think it's going to kind of bring this one back to life. A lot of people are sleeping on it, and I think that's just because the market has not reacted too much to the news. It was for a little while, but somewhere just along the massive red days that we were seeing, it kind of just got lost in the shuffle. In a bull market, this one would have boomed, I can promise you that. But honestly, we're probably just going to have to wait for some of those improvements to really be reflected in terms of price. We're going to have to wait on that, but this is honestly just feels like a bet that is already won in the future, and we're just kind of waiting it out until it kind of pays out, if you will. So once again, that's not financial advice, but that's the way I'm looking at this one. I mean, it's honestly a massive winner, and in my opinion, it's extremely undervalued. And I just don't understand why it's not getting the attention that it deserves. Definitely going to be taking 15% of my portfolio. Super, super comfortable with Cosmos at this point. All right, dropping down to 10%, we have Cryptocom CRO. We just made a video on it yesterday. Check that out if you want to learn more. But basically, Crypto.com, phenomenal marketing. Just blows every company out of the water in crypto. Super Bowl ad should hopefully reflect positively on the price. And then after that, with just increased adoption, more and more people coming into crypto, they're going to be seeing Crypto.com all over the sports industry, everywhere really. They've dipped their toe into every industry at this point in terms of advertising. So just phenomenal by Crypto.com. Their native token CRO has a great use case. Absolutely love this project. Moving forward, we have Audius Audio. This is just going to give us some exposure to the music industry in crypto. This is just part of diversifying. Audius has a lot of great backing. Katy Perry, the Chainsmokers, some massive names in the space. This is kind of a boomer bust one, especially with recent Spotify news. I think people are trying to get away from centralized music platforms, and they just want a place where they can bring podcast, music, whatever, put it out there, not have any governing body looking over them. And then when you consider the fact that they're allowing money to flow directly from consumers to artists, it's just a great concept. I mean, it's honestly a solid change for the industry. So hopefully Audius is able to pick up. Next up, we have VChain. We've talked a lot about this one in terms of the data that it can provide. Just a phenomenal project. This is honestly, if it were possible to put more money into VChain, I honestly would. Unfortunately, you can only split up 100% so many ways, and VChain just kind of drew the short end of the stick, but this does not mean that it's not a quality project. I wouldn't even say this one's boom or bust. I already think that they've kind of proven themselves in a sense. When money starts flowing back into crypto, VChain is going to be a big winner. I can promise you that. Next up, we have fan favorite Dfinity ICP. I'm not going to divulge too much onto what this is. You guys can check out the video from earlier on ICP. I believe it's under 5 cryptos that could change the world if you want to check that one out. But basically, what they're trying to tackle, if they're able to come through on it, even just a little bit, this 5% is probably going to be worth more than the rest of your portfolio. In terms of the speed and the capacity for ICP, it's seemingly limitless. It's Web 3.0. It's just the total future of our world. And honestly, if I had to bet, I'd say that they aren't going to be able to accomplish it. But I'm also definitely not going to go a day without having some exposure to ICP, just considering what they're trying to do. So, you know what? This is kind of a gamble here, but I'm comfortable with 5% in ICP. All right, for these next 3, we're going to kind of just group them together. This is basically just 10% exposure to the Metaverse, some of the top projects that can hopefully be leading the way. A few notable ones, Engine Coin. Phenomenal project. We just made a video on that one. Gala, this is one that's been making some major moves as of late. This actually has some big money in it. Someone analyzed the top 1,000 Ethereum holders, tried to see what projects they were most heavily involved with, and Gala was one of those projects somehow, even though the market cap is so much smaller than some of the other possible coins. And then Veracity, obviously, in the ad space, it's just going to totally change the game. Just made a video on that one as well. This is a good 10% exposure to the Metaverse. I think that, once again, this is a very small portion that could potentially beat out the rest of our entire portfolio if these projects are able to succeed the way that they're planning on. Our last one, and this really doesn't even make up any percentage of our portfolio, but I wanted to point out Harvest Finance Farm. This is phenomenal for swing trading. This is a coin that will be at $80 one day. You can just buy as much as you want, and then the next week it goes up 100% in a single day. I've swing traded this one 3, 4, maybe even 5 times. I mean, every single time it has worked out. So, you know what? Not financial advice, but if you're looking for a good swing trade investment, Harvest Finance, just for some reason, is so manipulated that whales just always end up coming in and just buying the heck out of this one. So, you know what? If you find this thing being dead for too long, just know the next pump is probably well within sight, but it might be a good idea to go ahead and pick some up. So that's going to round it up for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what your portfolios are looking like in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.